Good morning. I cannot speak in Spanish, sorry. I'll try to speak in English. It would be better if it was in French for me, but I try in English. So, in fact, we are here to listen to my colleague, Luisa, who is going to present the process of implementation and institutionalization of service learning, at least its beginning in the Catholic University of Portugal. But allow me just a few words to reinforce how this methodology, and more than that, this transformation process became so important to our university. For us, service learning started in 2018 with a funded project by Porticus, with a small team led by Luisa and Carmo, in one of our 4 campi of the university. And the aim was to develop service learning in all schools of Católica. Then in 2020, we designed a strategic development plan for the next 5 years, and service learning was addressed as one of the main purposes of the teaching and learning dimension of the plan, as well as of the social responsibility approach of our university. Yes. Yeah. We have the commitment to focus on the connection with the community, searching together solutions to the problems of individuals and societies. In fact, social responsibility and sustainability are the main drivers of our strategic development plan. And our university takes on the commitment to integrate social, economic, and environmental sustainability in all its activities, promoting a transparent governance model that is open to diversity, promotes inclusion, and respects the integrity of individuals. A quality plan of the university for the next 5 years was also established, and service learning was included as a strategic initiative. In this framework, we have the aim of promoting a sense of civic responsibility and committed among students, teachers, staff, contributing to a better future and better humanity through education. Parallel to the service learning initiative, our School of Education and Psychology developed a laboratory called Católica Learning Innovation Lab, dedicated to the interdisciplinary collaboration and the creation of synergies in the academic community, promoting applied research and the pedagogical and professional development of faculty. The lab rapidly extended its activities to the whole university. We aim that this professional development of faculty capabilities happens by sharing experience and pedagogical practices, also learning, of course, from experts, but especially by interaction among professors. Quite a number of initiatives took already place, and we are now establishing communities or clusters of pedagogical practices. Service learning is already one of these communities and is the most developed one so far. So service learning will become integrated in this learning innovation lab. We are aware that there is still a long way to go to achieve a complete institutionalization of service learning in our university, and that we need resources. We are about to integrate new people in the team, but we have other problems, of course, those shadows, other problems to solve, and Luisa will talk about a little bit of this issue. It's a challenge, in fact, as we all know. Despite the difficulties, we have the goal in our strategic development plan to implement service learning in 2 courses per degree of first cycle, I mean bachelor's, and 1 course per degree of second cycle, I mean master's. It is an ambitious goal for us, but we hope we'll succeed. It's a challenge, as I said. Finally, we aim that our community follows the wish of Pope Francis, expressed in a meeting with International Federation of Catholic Universities in 2019, where he said that everyone should be committed to be a protagonist of the common good, a leading figure of the common good. And service learning is a way to accomplish this wish. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So I will share some details about our process of institutionalization service learning in our university. Some ideas were already presented. I will highlight some of the challenges we are facing and the actions that we are taking to accomplish our goals. So there has been a path all over the years, and we can highlight here that I think I will not detail this because otherwise I won't have time. Maybe I can highlight that we started our project in 2020, as Isabel was saying, and then we began with Uniservitate in 2021, and we trained for leaders, and we had some important moments as the global symposium we organized with CLAIS, and the Católica Learning Innovation Lab, and the beginning of our pilot experiences, service learning experiences that we had. And some of these moments were constant as some meetings with our national team and teacher training, and I will explain later. And we had the pleasure to have an honorable mention, and Christina is here, and Liliana, and we had this pleasure. So our university, we are in 4 campuses, our project is a national project. I think it's the first national project with these dimensions, so it's a big challenge for us. And we have this aim to implement and disseminate the service learning in our university, but also in other higher education institutions, promoting this pedagogical innovation and social responsibility. So the main activities of our project, we organized in these 5 activities to create a project coordination and a planning team, nationally and local in each campus. Then to design, implement, and evaluate service learning projects. So the pedagogical dimension, the teacher training, and the quality of the experiences. And this is one of the challenges, to improve the quality of the service learning projects. Then to institutionalize, to carry out research also, and to disseminate to other higher education institutions. So we have a national team. We highlight this because it's important to say that we have 2 people in each campus, and then we have this team that meets regularly, and we have also other names here, Elena, Joana, Marta, and Francisca, that are from the quality system of our university, that are also participating in our project. And then Francisca is a researcher that is working with us. So we decided to do 3 different types of service learning projects: service learning in curricular units, in courses, curricular, and also extracurricular. Also, we created some new transversal and interdisciplinary courses named service learning. And then we are preparing also international experience involving different areas also. Some data, very briefly. This is a brief characterization of our first year of operation. So we had 25 service learning projects in the total, involving almost 500 students in our first semester of implementation of service learning in our phase 1 that we call pilots 1. We are now finishing pilots 4 and we are going to pilots 5. And involving different areas of our different schools. Then in pilots 3, we had more projects with some new areas, and then pilots 4. So we have a medium of 15 service learning projects in each semester. Involving different areas. So to finalize this, I imagine I have 2 or 3 minutes, I don't know. We would like to highlight that we have ORCS, that is the Observatory of Social Responsibility and Higher Education Institutions in Portugal, and we are coordinating as a group. Carmo is coordinating with Anna a group dedicated to service learning. So with this sharing of experiences and this network. So we are doing this dissemination already with training also to other colleagues of other institutions. And then in about research, we have been collecting data, quantitative and qualitative data with students and with teachers and community partners. We have information very rich information, and with a design of pre and post test, and involving students, teachers, and community partners. And in the next phase, we will involve the final beneficiaries. We are studying the best way to do it without being invasive. I think I can say like this, I don't know. So we are studying that. And then to finalize, we'd like to highlight some lights and shadows about this process, taking in consideration the recommendations of this document about institutionalization of service learning. And then beginning with number 1, institutional involvement, we highlight that we have this great institutional involvement with our strategic development plan that Isabel talked about. And we have also regular meetings of our team, and we have this Católica Teach where service learning is taught a lot, and other meetings of directory and directors. And we have been doing this dissemination in scientific councils of some schools, for example. And now we feel that we need to involve more intensively the intermediate leadership. So we have the top down and bottom up, but in the middle, we feel that we need to invest more working with the coordinators of the courses and the directors of the faculties. We need also to increase, and we are doing that, the contribution from internal funds, as we have been external funds, and that was essential to our project. And we have been some grants that were approved, but we need to prepare and to assure that sustainability of the project are after the end of the external funding. So we are working on this also. We have been articulating, Isabel told, we have been articulating with this Católica Learning Innovation Lab. So I will go on. And the dimension of rewards and recognition of students and teachers, we have this challenge of the recognition of teachers. We have been studying ways to do that formal recognition. It was recommended to the faculties directors to include service learning in the evaluation of teachers, but we need more. We need some more. And this is a very important question, because teachers say to us that I love doing service learning, but I don't have time. So we need to organize and to study ways of recognition. We need also, we've been studying ways of integrating service learning across different disciplines and supporting interdisciplinary work. And promoting the service learning in more faculties. But we have this challenge to recruit the next generation of faculty who will design and implement service learning in other courses, and also to improve the quality, because we know that some projects need to improve the reflection, for example, the quality of the materials and the activities that the students do. About research, we are doing research. We ask help to other people such as Boyana and Alina that many of us know, and we have been doing oral communications and published some articles and submitted, and are others in preparation. And we will intentionalize more the research because we have many data, many information, very useful. We created a website and we use a team in Microsoft Teams so that all the teachers can share and have access to materials, and to, for example, to Zoom the training recorded. Sorry, I think Spanish could be, my brain is struggling with some different languages, sorry. But I think I can communicate. So that's my aim. Okay, and we plan to increase the human resources, and we will have some more help with new human resources this year. That, as Isabel was saying, we need to improve the the civic learning and social justice learning, and to intentionalize more in our service learning projects and in the quality of the reflection. We have been promoting also the meetings with our partners, with community partners, and trying to deconstruct the welfare logic, trying to unlearn the ways we learn about the relationship between university and community partners. So we've been doing this work, but it's a work that it takes time. And that's it. Sorry for the time, I don't know. Then we can discuss some of the details. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you. Thank in advance to the translator because my English is not so good, so thank you. I will present the institutionalization process at the Catholic University. That has 4 campuses, and the program now is developing in the campus of Brescia. And before to speak about the process of institutionalization, I would like to share with you the definition, the characteristics that we as a group of teachers and also as a group of deans and the director of the university shared about service learning, because I think it's also important to have a common idea about this. Perhaps it's not the biggest idea, but it's a common and shared idea. And I think it's important in order to implement this program. So in our vision, service learning is a student implemented solidarity service. This means that we work a lot in order to have the engagement of the student from the beginning of the program, to co-design the activities, and in the different activities that students propose or we propose to them in order to work together on this proposal, always we try to enlighten the characteristic of prosociality, solidarity, in order to develop their abilities, their competencies on this topic. Then what we decided to stress is that social service activity, social learning activity need to manage real concrete problem of the community, because sometimes students are not so able to understand that is not a joke. You are working with people on the community. Yes, in that moment you are learning some competencies, abilities, but you are working with the community, and it's important to give the community the idea that you are taking in account their sentiment, their ideals, what they are. It's not a joke. So we try to work with students in order to help them to define a real problem from the community. And this means that also with the community, we transmitted this idea. Our students are not joking. They are training professional. They can give their contribution to the community and to the society. And so we as a university and you, community, need to evaluate in them. It's important to evaluate in them. And so in this idea, the learning and also the service are really connected. They are planning together, the service and also the learning. And there is a real co-design between us as university, the different part of the university, students, teachers, and the administrative officers, and third sectors, organization in the community, private and public institution, and so on. So for us, an activity could be defined as a service learning activity is provide tangible benefit to the local community. This is a must, we can say. Then it's an activity that is carried out voluntarily by the students in a classes, but it's not for us a mandatory activity. They have to choose. They need to be aware that they are choosing service learning. The activity need to be an impact in terms of learning. It's not only voluntarism, but they need to understand something, to develop some competencies, skills linked to the disciplines that are involved in the program, need to take place in a well-defined setting, how, when, with whom, in the community, which organizations, and as I said before, promote active participation for young people and develop citizenship, pro-sociality, critical thinking. The students that we involved in our activities usually are not volunteers, but are students that in their heart have the desire to become good citizens. And this is one of our aim, not to have all the students involved become volunteers, but become good citizens and good professionals and a good person for the society, for a good and a better society. So we discuss a lot with students and also in our group of teachers, and each activities in the service learning need to respect these 4 R's: respect for the community, and the community have to respect the students. Reciprocity, it's not a kind of merchandising. I mean, it's not an exchange. I give you something and you give me back something in a market way. It's a reciprocity that is inscribed in the gift circle, in the gift virtuous cycle of human relationships. Relevance, as I said, the topics, the issues we manage need to be relevant for students, but also for the community, and reflexivity. Each steps of the activities need to be accompanied by a moment of reflexivity with the teachers, without the teacher, in group for the students, but it's important that they become aware of what they are doing, the effect, the impact of their activities. And I go really quickly through these 14 aspects. When we plan an activity, And during the activity and at the end of the activity, we use this kind of checklist in order to say, okay, yes, the activity is okay, the activities need to be more developed. Getting together with the real problem in the community, create partnership, reciprocity to define the goal setting, the link with the curriculum, civic learning, learning in the real life context, active student participation, facilitation of systematic reflection in the students, ensuring support, obviously, providing appropriate time in order to have the good activities in the appropriate time, including assessment, giving value to the transdisciplinarity, this is a bit of shadow, and sustainability. So we started in the academic year 2017-2018, and we starting in the Brescia campus with a pilot, with an experience that was prompted by the Congregation for Catholic Education and then for the Global Educational Act. But now, the last year and in this year, our academic senate approves this program. So for the next year and this year, we have a program in which are involved all the faculties that are in Brescia campus: humanities, psychology, education science, foreign languages and literature, mathematical, physical and natural science, political and social science. And we activate a procedure in order to have a common way to translate this ideal in concrete steps. This means that we create a committee in our university. We propose to each dean of the faculty engaged in Brescia campus to participate to the program. Each dean design one person that is a member of the Athenaeum Committee of Service Learning. And we ask to each faculty to identify how many credits, university credits, and how these credits could be recognized. And we have three possibilities. The possibilities are these. The credits are curricular, and so are part of the university credit in the class. The credit are extracurricular, or the credit are allocated not in mandatory classes, but in choices classes. How works this committee? This committee is composed of two coordinators and one member for the community, for the faculty, the community faculty, and is composed of by one administrative officer. And the committee has the task to approve the project, suggest some development or some change in the program, and give the criteria to the teacher in order to understand if they are developing a good program. The committee have a meeting each 2 months, and in these 2 months, all the projects are discussed together, all the light and shadows are discussed together. And there is an officer that make the minutes of the committee and share not only in the group, but also with the deans and the rector. And there is always some of the rector staff that support this procedure. And thanks to this support, we have a website, we have a collection of documents, and so on. More briefly, which is the process in order to implement an activities, a service learning activity. A teacher proposed to the community an activity that was co-designed with the student. The commission evaluate the proposal and express an opinion. Then the activity start. And a big deal was to grant it to the students the insurance, because they need to go outside the university working with the third sector organization or the other institution. And then at the end, the professor that is in charge of the activities present to the committee and also to who want to see. We have some meeting with all the teachers in the campus of Brescia, the results of these activities. That is always well documented with written documents, videos, and so on, in order to have everybody would like to see what happened, the possibility to see and to think about the situation that service learning create in the community. In this moment, we would like to strengthening our procedure. For example, we would like to have more publication. We have some publication, but not so much. We have to think about the awards, the recognition. In this moment, we are really involved in creating a network with the community, with the third sectors, organizations, and the public institution, in order to have more than now them involved in co-designing these activities and share with us the responsibility to create good professional. And then we are engaged in the evaluation and assessment procedure, because we have some of them, but we would like to have a more strong process of evaluation. And it's all. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning, everyone. First, I would like to apologize for my voice. Don't worry, I tested this morning. I'm negative. I think I just didn't eat much last night. That's why I lost my voice. So basically, let us introduce first ourselves. I'm Joanna Marie Oliva. I'm a PhD student of St. Mary's University. I'm researching on the formation of women leaders in the Philippines, so how the Catholic education affects and influences the formation of women leaders in the Philippines. I'm actually one of the All Hallows scholars under the project of Global Researchers Advancing Catholic Education. So that's the reason why Philip Booth sent me here. So basically, he's sending his regards. Philip Booth and Marian is sending his regards to everyone. And let me introduce Nina.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nina Langley, and I'm brand new to the Service Learning Project at St. Mary's. So if I don't have in-depth knowledge, I'm sorry about that. But I'm very, very passionate about service learning. I was a beneficiary years and years ago. I was in the very first year of AmeriCorps, which was an American thing for service learning to encourage young people to serve in for social causes. And then I spent the first 10 years of my career in Washington, D.C. working in service learning in youth development, including at the Points of Light Foundation. So this is a cause that's very close to my heart. So I'm really happy to be here and to be able to share a little bit about what St. Mary's is doing.
Okay. So let us begin. So in the beginning, in 2019, St. Mary's put up an office called Catholic Missions Office. So basically in 2020, that's the motivation for starting the service learning at St. Mary's. So the Catholic Missions Office started to create partnership and take the opportunity to join the Uniservitate project. And then later on, because of joining the Uniservitate project, they started to look for service learning that's already happening at St. Mary's. They checked all the courses, different activities and different programs around the university that's already existing. We probably are not yet calling it service learning then, but it is service learning in practice. So that's what the Catholic Missions Office did, collected all the activities and projects and programs that's happening around St. Mary's. And then in order to institutionalize the service learning, they needed to check the mission and vision of St. Mary's if it's aligned to the mission and vision. So basically right now, the St. Mary's is preparing for the 175th year anniversary of the university. And also because we are directing towards the 2030 vision, they have discovered that actually service learning is deeply ingrained in the mission and vision of the university. So that's why in the beginning, it became very clear to the Catholic Missions Office why service learning is a very important project or program that needs to be adopted in the whole university. So why do we want to do this? First is because we wanted to live out the Catholic social teachings by contributing to the community. We are not just educating for excellent education or academic excellence, but rather we wanted to contribute to the common good. We wanted our students to be good students, and eventually when they're already in the society, they're doing all these things for service to the community. The hope, I think all of us here, we're all hoping that our students, when they are in the workplace, they will be recognized, not just because they are very smart or they're very excellent, but rather they are known for their work ethics, for their values, and the excellence in service. The last dream is to become pioneer and be a model of service learning in the whole of UK. In the UK, service learning is a very new term. It's not yet widely used, but St. Mary's wanted to pioneer and become a model university for different universities around the UK as the service learning university. But of course, that's the hope. Of course, we would encounter different challenges. So the first challenge is, like what I've said, the term is not widely understood. There are words such as solidarity, such as charity, but service learning is so different, it's so unique, but at the same time, everybody's doing it. We just needed to imbibe it more. The second challenge is resourcing, which I think like most universities are talking about. Like, it's so hard to find resources, to foster new partnership, to put everybody on board on this particular mission. So we are trying to create more partnership, but more importantly, to integrate service learning in our employability office and to introduce the program to our undergraduate level. Third, I think after COVID, a lot of universities are understaffed. So people have other priorities and other agendas. So it's important that we get the support of the senior management team, the vice chancellors, and to have voice that are very relevant in the university. So this is the third challenge. And lastly, it's so hard to integrate service learning, especially if it's new, to all the courses, and marketing as well. Like, for people to learn about the good things that we are doing within the university. So integration and coordination with the marketing and other departments. These are the challenges that we commonly face in the university. However, I think it's moving forward slowly, but moving forward. That's why it's a blessing and a great gift that International Students Office is here with us, and she will be able to talk to you more about the different strategies and the things that are happening in the ground.
Yeah, so as Joey said, I'm from the international department, so I actually manage our study abroad and Erasmus programs. And so I happen to sit within the department where marketing and recruitment sit. So I have a little bit of insight as to the marketing question, which just came up. But we do have some strategic links across the university, including, of course, with our department. And I think the biggest strategy is the reflection of developing the whole person and impacting the world positively. And I think that is the headline for how we have to move forward in embedding service learning. It's all about creating an impact and giving students the best possible education. We are making progress, and I'm going to talk about that on the next slide, because actually we've made very exciting progress. And we are hoping, we know already that experiential learning enhances students' opportunities and their learning about themselves as well as their own subject area. And so we're hoping to add service learning in as one of those many tools in their sort of toolbox that helps them reflect on what they're learning and how they're going out into the world. We have a very, very big focus in the UK and at St. Mary's on employability and in developing employability skills. So making sure that students, when they're ready to go out in the world, are able to get jobs. This is huge in the UK. It's a massive, massive headline in education is employability. And as such, we do have work experiences that are embedded into all of our undergraduate degrees, into a lot of our postgraduate degrees. And so we need to be able to talk about service and service learning as having just as much value as those formal work experiences that are already embedded into the curriculum. And of course, we have to work across the departments to embed service learning and the idea of service into marketing and both the employability strategy. So this is very exciting. The biggest progress we've made at St. Mary's is we have launched the MA in Social Justice and Public Service. They did just have their first intake in September. We've brought in, I think, 9 students. Of those 9 students, 5 are international and 4 are what we would class as home students. So our 5 international students came from 2 countries, Ghana and Nigeria. And part of the reason that they came from those 2 countries is because the degree itself was approved quite late in the recruitment cycle. So for anyone who works with their recruitment departments, you'll know that there's different times of year when you can market to different countries. And Nigeria and Ghana are both late market countries. So we were able to bring in some students from those countries into our first intake, which is very exciting. There's also been a service learning module that was adopted by other MA courses. So that's the MA of Education, Development, and Social Justice, and the MA of Modern Slavery, Migration, and Organized Crime. And we also have the MA in Theology. They've also brought in that module, but that'll be brought in next year instead of this year. And it's part of the mission and curriculum strategy of our new vision and strategy, which goes till 2030. And I just wanted to actually share, I think it's so important to hear from students when we're talking about these developments. And so I just wanted to tell you what 2 of our students said. We had one from Ghana and one from Nigeria, yeah, who came into the office the other day, and I asked them why they chose the MA Social Justice and Public Service. And one said, "I find the program thought-provoking and quite interactive. The course has given me an opportunity to think critically on issues such as migration and modern slavery. Secondly, the course has made me more certain of what aspects of nonprofit I want to work with long-term. I had several interests, but now I'm specializing in helping victims of modern slavery and trafficking. Thanks to the theoretical and practical aspects of the course." And that was Favor. And then her friend and classmate, Ellie, she said, "This program introduces issues concerning social issues and how we can solve them, not only focusing on one perspective, but internationally, considering the common good of people. The placement also provides the opportunity to work with people from different backgrounds and experiences, serve others, and gain some level of fulfillment, connect with others, and gain work experience in the UK." So you can see, even in our first year, we've made an impact, and students really are interested in this kind of program. So going forward, we're going to keep working on these things. And as Joey already said, we are going to be working on validating undergraduate service learning modules. We're looking at a medical school, so we'll try to embed service learning into that. And yeah, we'll keep working across the university to make sure other departments and other courses are aware of the benefits and how it impacts students. I just said this, so this is all the same. So in order to not run over time, I think that's all we have.